Hello, guys. So finally, the move has been made. I am in Eastern Europe right now, and it is a final decision. I'm here. I'm living in Eastern Europe again, and so far, I'm loving every second of it. So, in today's video, this video is actually not gonna be a lot about analysis or a specific subject or a thought of mine. It's gonna be more about my future in a way, and it's gonna be more of a personal video, and you might not find it as engaging as some other ones that talk about some broad aspects of life and some other subjects. So as you know, I already said in the previous video that I'm moving to Eastern Europe and that I'm pretty much done with the West for now, at least probably for 2026. We will see how the things are going to develop in the upcoming period. Maybe I might have change of thought and I might go back to living in the Netherlands where I have had been living for a while. What are my first impressions on Eastern Europe? What do I feel about it? Is it better? Is it worse? It's a very broad question to answer, but I'm gonna try. So first we're gonna start with the bad, because there's plenty of bad. There's a bunch of corruption, there's bad infrastructure, bad healthcare, bad education. So in general, there is a lot to be desired. There's a lot more to be asked for from these countries, but the reality is these are poor countries. These countries are not as developed as in the West, and it can really be felt on some aspects of life. But regardless of that negative one, I think there is just so much positive stuff here that is going on that I really appreciate and that I really like. First of all, I'm gonna say that this video is gonna be very subjective. You might disagree with this and you might find all of these arguments very vague, very stupid, and very uneducated, maybe even. I wouldn't really be surprised, but I'm gonna just tell my story, tell my perspective on it, and we can figure it out in the comments. These are the bad sides, of course. These are the things that are making living here a hell sometimes. It's kind of bad if you don't really have a backdoor like I do. For example, I can always go back to the West, and some people can't who live here their whole lives. And that is what I'm willing to say about it. On the other side, positives, there are plenty. And again, this comes from a native, this comes from a person that grew up here, that has many generations from the past that had been living here, and a lot of like tradition and culture in his genes almost. And I really feel like I'm part of this society at the moment. I might change that opinion later, but I don't think so. I really feel like this is like a lifetime thing. I don't think I will ever feel home at some other place ever in the world, anywhere in the world. The good things, there are plenty of good things as well. I feel like the best, like the creme de la creme of all of them is the social life and just the social structure of things and how things just go. It's very smooth. The lifestyle is very, it feels polished. It feels like you don't have a plan, but you always have something to do. It's very weird, especially if you're like employed and if you have a good friendship circle, if you have very nice social circle, and pretty much everybody has it here because the place where I live is relatively small. It's like a 40,000 people city or a town, and that's pretty much it. And I mean, it's very nice, it's warm, it's cool, but there's just this social structure, social culture going on here that is just so unique. It's so nice. It's unique to the eastern part of Europe, especially the Balkans, because wherever I've been in the Balkans, I felt the same way that I feel here in Macedonia. So that is the first thing. I think it's the social cohesion and the way people interact, and this like non-diverse mindset. Like it feels like everybody, or like most of the people, are on the same spectrum. Again, it's different when you like go deeper like into politics, into ideologies, religions, or whatever. There's a lot to be said about it. If you really want to dive deep into it and go one by one, you will probably find a lot of mistakes in this argument of mine. But at least in my social circle, in the place where I am, I do feel like there is very, very like beautiful social cohesion, and everybody's on the same page about a lot of things, and things just work out smoothly. The second thing is the money. Like, do not get tricked. There is a lot less money here than in the West. So if you are skilled and if you can make money online, or if you have a really good, well-paid skill that you can use everywhere, then you're set. Then you can go pretty much everywhere and do whatever you want. But for the most people, that would not be the case, and you have to be prepared to work for less money if you want to move here. But for most people, nobody like from like there is a very small percentage of immigration here that happens from foreigners. Every immigration or re-immigration, I would say, happens from people that have been living here in the past or have some property, parents, cousins, whatever, and they come back to live here. Like for the most people, you will not find anybody coming from like Jamaica into the Balkans, or from Uruguay, or from like USA or whatever. It's not gonna happen. Like it's a it's an anomaly, you could say. But I do feel like there is a very nice social cohesion here, a very nice social environment for a normal person, and I think that was pretty much a deal breaker for me in the Netherlands, because I felt like there is no social cohesion and I couldn't really find my place in the society, and that is why I kind of gave up on it for now. We will see for later, but for now I really gave up on it, and I'm just gonna do it my way, you could say, or I'm gonna go the old way, the way I already know, and try to build here, because honestly I left this place relatively early, and I feel like I have a lot of kilometers, a lot of miles to cover before I can say that I've really tried every way of living here, and I've really tried every opportunity and made it or failed. Yeah, I talked about the money, right? On the bad side, less money. Another good thing though is the weather. I would say if you're somebody like me who really appreciates warm weather, somebody who really gives a lot of appreciation and really values the weather and thinks that it is important to his lifestyle or to his life in general, I think you would find it very, very nice here, especially like from the month of May until probably like October. It is like very warm here. Sure, some periods are colder than the others, and the winters can be quite harsh, to be honest. Like it can be harsher than in the west. Like it can go like well below like -5, 10 degrees. But in the summer, it is a full-blown summer. Like it's a really nice summer. Like you can see it outside now. I mean, the camera is not that good, but if you can, there will be some parts of the video where you can like check out the backyard. It's pretty warm. It's like 30 degrees outside. It's like in the noon. Right now it's like 5 p.m. It's very nice, and it gives this nice vibe, this nice mood, and everybody feels more energetic. People just walk, people go outside, people coexist together in places that I have never felt that they ever do in the West. Again, it doesn't have to be a good side, but for me personally, it is a good side. And again, this is subjective. So if you like colder, mistier, rainier weather, like you would not like this dry summers that you have here. But again, subjective. I think those are the biggest factors. Those are the biggest factors, and I am, to be honest, the biggest factor, because I am a person and I have like wants, needs. I have like things that I like, things that I don't like, and when you do the plus and the minus, you would come out to this conclusion that I am better off here, like living here, than living in the West. Again, I'm talking about right now, but I'm set to make it. Like I'm telling you guys, I really feel like I'm gonna really do something productive here. I feel like I'm gonna really start my new lifestyle here. And hopefully this video is like in the future I can watch this video and be like, yeah, this guy was onto something. Hopefully I will not be like defeated by these sentences, because again, by saying this I kind of put pressure on myself to really make it, because if I don't, then I pretty much just said that I will make it and I will be set, and then I fail. So hopefully I'm not gonna fail, but I have some interesting ideas, some interesting things that I'll be trying out throughout the summer, that I'll be like implementing with like gym and like going out and drinking and doing some bunch of the generic shit. I'm also gonna be doing some productive, nice, interesting educational stuff, and hopefully we're gonna get there. Again, there's plenty of time, we're young, but I feel like there is a little bit pressure on my shoulders. I really want to make it, not only because I have like limited amount of finances until I run out of money, of course, but also I just want to prove it to myself that I can make it, and that I am able to independently build something on my own and prosper into another place where I'm not well educated on. Even though I grew up here, I was a kid, and when I left this place, my whole puberty was in the Netherlands, in the West. So when I came back here, there's a bunch of things that I missed, and a bunch of like cultural changes, shifts that I have not witnessed yet, that I might think are still there or are not there, but they already exist in this place, which means like, you know, cultural shifts that you missed, and then you live in it on a old software of a society. So that is not a great, that is not the greatest thing in the world, but you have to adapt, you have to evolve, and eventually you'll catch up, I think. So those are my thoughts. Tell me what you think about it. This video is not going to be very interesting for everybody, I think. People from the Eastern Europe, or just from the eastern parts of the world, maybe like South America maybe, or like some parts of Asia, will find this video like more interesting, because I think the eastern part of the world, the eastern hemisphere, lives a little bit differently than the West, and there's like this warmth, this like, again, social cohesion, this interesting upward spirit that really feels like it's in the air here. And maybe just me, again, subjective thoughts, but tell me what you think about it. And if you're from the West, also interesting for you. If you're in the West, tell me like how old you are and what are your thoughts on it, and if you've ever thought about like moving to the east of the world, so to some eastern country, or if you have some interesting experiences from these areas, and what your thoughts are on this matter. But yeah, in the last like few days, I've been here for like 3 days right now, and bro, I like it. I liked every second of it. I never thought about like social media. I barely touch my phone. Like I really use my phone a lot less. I interact with people a lot more. I had like, in these 3 days, I had more social interaction with people than I had in the Netherlands for like probably like 1 month, because it is just so much more socially dense for the average person that at the beginning it's almost like overwhelming, because you have tuned it down. You've adapted to have less social interaction in the West on average. Again, there are some people who have a lot of social interaction, don't get me wrong, but on average people here are a lot more connected. I feel like truly connected. I'm not talking about social media, I'm not talking about like random forced events by fucking like companies. I'm talking about like real connection, like neighbor to neighbor and friend to friend relationships, like going out, things like that. These upcoming months will be very interesting for me, because I do feel like my thoughts will be different in like 2-3 months from now from where I am at the moment, because I'm aware that the first few weeks will be like the peak of my dopamine maxing here, if you want. I don't really feel like I'm dopamine maxing here, by the way. I've not used any substance or anything. I'm just living like naturally, organically, and I'm just happier, I could say, definitely. And because this place is smaller, it feels like the day is so much longer, and you can do a lot of things that can all fit in like 10-12 hours, which is just a nightmare in the West. And this is not to, you cannot even debate this one. Again, smaller town makes sense, things are just closer. But in the West, like for me to get out with my friends to like drink a coffee or a cocktail, I pretty much need to travel like 40 minutes to 1 hour before arriving to the spot. Here I'm out, and in 5 minutes I can be already sat down and have a cocktail in my hand or a coffee. These are also things that if you appreciate, if you want this faster, more dynamic, more like surprising, unpredictable lifestyle, you will really appreciate it. So yeah, for me, man, I'm enjoying it. I like it. We will see how it's gonna develop. I'm aware that this will slowly like get back to a normal level, because now I'm really like at the highest point. I think it's coming, by the way. In a few weeks from now, I'll be at the highest point. There are so many things waiting, so many things that are gonna happen, hopefully. And if everything goes to plan and if things work out, I'll have a blast in the upcoming period. I really feel like it's coming, and I'm all ready for it. We will see how it's gonna go. I'm gonna share my thoughts on it. By the way, this channel is not gonna turn into me talking about Eastern Europe every day, but I might make an update if people are interested in it. But this channel is getting like few views per video, so I don't think there's a lot of interest. I don't think like I'll get a huge audience by then. But I'm making these videos for myself, and we'll see how it's gonna turn out. So yeah, stay safe out there, guys. I really hope you appreciate this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.